Welcome to That's Good Sports live on the YouTubes. I'm Brandon Perna. Oh, how about a little freaking light? 3 people in here. We've been 3 people, 3 likes. Is everything working? Can I get confirmation that you can hear me, you can see me, and this is actually working? Chat's coming in nicely. I wanted to talk about the Denver Broncos injury situation right now in training camp. Sorry, I just got out of the shower. My hair is greasy as fuck and wet because I'm Italian, and that's just the way it goes. So, let's talk about Crick getting hurt, the Broncos defensive line, and I'll try to answer as many questions as I can see. Yes, sexy as fuck. Thank you, John. Scrolling up on the feed. Why, Nick? Why would you say fuck Crick? You know, he's a Bronco. He's on our team. We shouldn't be talking shit about our team until they lose like 5 games. Then we can start talking as much shit as we want. So right now, defensive line, edge rushers. The injuries becoming a bit of a problem. The good news is most of these guys should be back by the time the season starts. But Shane Ray Shaq Barrett, our outside pass rushers, hurt. Crick goes down today. They think it was back spasms. Don't know exactly how serious it is yet. Well, maybe they do. I didn't do the research before I went live. So maybe it's not that serious. But he goes down with a back injury. Wolfe sprained his ankle pretty bad. I doubt he'll be ready to go until the season actually starts. And Billy Winn, done for the season with his torn ACL. So that means the defensive line is getting thin. The bad news is some of those guys aren't going to get the work that they probably need to get work during the preseason. But the good news, the silver lining, if we want to make a silver lining out of this shit, is that DeMarcus Walker is going to get a lot of work in this preseason. Guys like Zach Kerr and hopefully the nose tackle, Tyreek Jarrett, those guys get more reps, so maybe when the season actually starts, the depth will be good on the line because they got the extra playing time in the preseason here. Somebody said I spelled something wrong. But what did I spell wrong? Did I spell the title wrong? I'm sorry, I was doing it from my phone. Sometimes I fuck up. Forgive me. I'll fix it after the video's done going live, okay? I'm not plaguing. Okay, yeah, maybe... Well, let me look. Is that... Plaguing. I think I might have spelled it right, buddy. I think I might have spelled it right. Anyway, sorry, that just made me lose my entire concentration. Plaguing. That's how you spell it. That's how you spell it, man. Don't tell me I fucked it up if I'm right. Sweaty in here. I'm sorry. Okay. So what was I saying? Injuries. Defensive line, thin. Okay, people are asking, should the Broncos trade for a guy like Sheldon Richardson? That's an interesting question. We know Sheldon Richardson, talented guy, big man, D-lineman, could make an immediate impact, but he's got an $8 million salary for this season. I think they got to figure out how hurt Crick is. Vance Joseph said if his injury is serious, if he's going to miss significant time, then they will probably bring somebody in. I doubt they'll make a trade for Richardson. They could look to Vance Walker to come back in. He knows the system. He's familiar with the coaches. He's played with those guys before, and when he was healthy, he was very good for the Broncos that Super Bowl season. I think we were looking to him to be the guy last year, but he tore his ACL. I don't know exactly what his situation is with his health. I don't think he's signed anywhere, so to me that means there's probably some questions on his ability to actually return to the field. So today at practice, somebody just mentioned Jamal Charles. from everything I heard from everybody who was actually there, which wasn't me because I'm still not allowed to go to the stupid practices, is Charles looks good. Saying he looks fast. He was making cuts on his knee, getting to the edge quickly. So I think we'll get to see him play soon. Maybe this weekend, if not the weekend after that. But I like the optimism about Jamal Charles. Somebody just asked who I think's better, Justin Simmons or Will Parks. I think they're both good safeties, and I think they play the position differently. I think Justin Simmons probably better all around in coverage. Will Parks maybe a little more physical than Justin Simmons. But I like them both. I think the Broncos have great depth at the safety position, and I think there's some other guys coming up in this preseason that, the Broncos may keep another defensive back or two to give them even more depth back there. So let's see, Tyrod Taylor. Question about Tyrod Taylor. Do the Broncos bring in a guy like Tyrod? Or as John Reedy called him, Ty God? The one true quarterback we could all pray to. I don't know. I don't think it's likely that they bring in Tyrod Taylor. I don't think A.J. McCarron's happening. I think the Bengals want way too much for A.J. McCarron. I think the Broncos are just stuck with the guys they have right now. I think if they're going to make a move, they're going to do it after this season because the possibilities out there are huge. With guys like Drew Brees could be available. Kirk Cousins could be available, and the guy I really want, Matthew Stafford, technically could be available. So maybe John Elway's plan should be wait till the offseason, bring in a veteran then. It's kind of crazy, though, when you think about it. We all thought Tony Romo was going to be a Broncos quarterback this offseason. A lot of people didn't want Tony Romo, and yes, he had injury concerns, but my question to you guys right now is, wouldn't you feel better if Tony Romo was on the roster? I think we're also being a bit hard on both Paxton Lynch and Trevor Siemian. We all did want to see them make some strides so far, but they've only played a quarter and a half, and they're both learning a new offensive scheme, a new offensive system. It's totally different. A whole bunch of new shit for them to learn. I think that takes time. I think Trevor Siemian will win the job. Unless Paxton just goes out there and balls against the San Francisco 49ers. Don't know. It's hard to say what kind of guy Paxton Lynch is as a quarterback because we haven't seen him play for a really extended period of time. He didn't get too much time last week. He was playing with a bad offensive line in front of him, and he was also playing against shittier defense. So it kind of balances out. Peyton Manning, question mark. Are you saying Manning should come back? I don't know. He's not going to. He's too old. He's too goddamn old. Let's see. Everybody liked what they saw out of Kyle Sloter last weekend. I liked it too. But again, the guys he was playing against, is no way to gauge what kind of quarterback he is. If the Broncos even have an inkling he could be good enough to play in that starting position, then he should get some time early. He should get some time ahead of Paxton or Siemian. He's not going to. I don't think they want him to do that. Let's see. Somebody just asked about D'Angelo Henderson. I think that guy is going to be fucking awesome. I said it before he even went off in that game. Go back and watch my videos. I said he's going to get 15,000 yards rushing this in his career. Bold prediction, hot take. Yeah, definitely a bold prediction, but I like the way he runs. He's small, but he's stout, and he's fucking fast. Kind of reminds me of like the way Maurice Jones-Drew would run. Reminds me of the first preseason when we saw C.J. Anderson. He got hurt in that preseason, but early on he looked really good. So I like D'Angelo Henderson, and I think he's going to be a really good running back, especially once the offensive line kind of gels together. And I think the line might be able to be better. Alan Barber's getting the reps at left guard ahead of Max Garcia. So that's the other thing that's been happening this week at training camp. Max Garcia might lose his starting job. Alan Barber, the veteran the Broncos brought over from the Eagles. I like it if it is Bowles, Barber, Paradis, Leary, and then they got to figure out the right tackle. I think Menelik Watson just needs some more time there. He was up and down in the preseason game. He did some good things. He also did some terrible things where he missed some blocks, but he hasn't played a lot over the last 2 seasons. So some more playing time. Watson might be good at the right tackle. Who do I think will be the starting running back? C.J. Anderson. I think they'll keep C.J. Anderson. I think they'll keep Jamal Charles, Devontae Booker. They're going to keep. He'll be on the PUP list. And I think they keep D'Angelo Henderson. I would be fine with those guys. They can cut Ridley. Juwan Thompson, that's a tough one to do. I don't want to see Juwan Thompson cut, but I don't think he's going to make the roster. I don't know how many running backs they want to keep. And they're definitely going to keep Andy Janovich. Don't worry about that. That guy is a beast. He can essentially be another tight end from the fullback position. He can block, he can pass catch, and he can fucking run. And if you saw the video where the video I made, Andy Janovich removes testicles or something, I forget what it is. He cuts animals' balls off after he kills them hunting. Not something I would do. I would feel too bad. But the guy, I think, is the right kind of football crazy. Jake Butt's not going to be healthy for a while, so you're going to have to wait on him. Virgil Green is still on the roster. The tight end position's a big question mark right now. That's the theme, isn't it? That's the theme. Tight ends are question marks. We got A.J. Derby, you got Virgil Green, Jeff Hireman. None of them were targeted in the first preseason game. That's been the big story. So I guarantee you we'll see them more involved this weekend against the 49ers. Yeah, they're waiting for Jake Butt. But, you know, he's coming back from an ACL injury as well. That's tough for those big dudes. The only guy who consistently comes back from those crazy injuries at the tight end position every year is Rob Gronkowski, and then he gets hurt with something else. So, I saw Broncos Europe ask a question or say something about Isaiah McKenzie. If you guys haven't checked out Broncos Europe YouTube channel, you should. They're based in Europe. If you're in Europe and you're not following them, it's a big fucking mistake. Isaiah McKenzie, I'm excited about. I was hoping as a punt returner, but Khalif Raymond honestly looked a lot better than Isaiah McKenzie returning punts. Although McKenzie only had one opportunity, so hopefully he gets some more opportunity. I'm not going to punch myself, Jesus Christ. More opportunities this week against San Francisco. So, but he's an explosive, fast little man, and I've already told you guys I love him, as well as D'Angelo Henderson. What about Carlos Henderson? Good question. He's going to be out for a while. He had to get thumb surgery on a torn ligament in his thumb. I already told these guys how to prevent injuries in their hands, specifically ligament injuries. Shane Ray tore a ligament in his wrist. Then we have Carlos Henderson, who was dropping those kicks during the game, tear a ligament in his thumb. It's a lack of masturbation, guys. It is a undisciplined home training routine that these guys are showcasing, and I, for one, have had enough of their lack of respect for their own bodies and their own practicing on their own bodies. The team trainer should address it, and I think they should address it publicly. Call me crazy. Okay, I'm going to try to answer more questions. These things are coming in fast. $4 right now, yell penis. Penis. Penis, penis, penis. Now you owe me $16. What else do we have here? Somebody said something about Chad Kelly. I missed it. Coffee or tea? I'm going to say coffee all the time. When will Paradis be healthy? He's going to be ready to go once the season starts. He's been cleared, I think, already. He said his hips feel way better than they did all last year. So rest assured, Matt Paradis is good to go. Cody Latimer could end up being that third receiver. I think it's finally time for him to shine. I think he might play better in Mike McCoy's offense. Cody Latimer's biggest problem has been lack of opportunities during the games. Now, I don't know if that's his fault, if when he does get his chances, he's not out there getting open. From what I remember, I don't recall Cody Latimer dropping a ton of passes and getting benched for that. I just know he looks good every preseason, and then once the season starts, we never see him. I know Peyton Manning didn't necessarily trust him as a receiver to understand what Peyton wanted, and then Gary Kubiak's offense, they only utilize like 2 wide receivers anyway. So getting a third receiver to be a big part of a Kubiak offense is tough. Say Brian Loss, I missed it. I missed all the goats on that question. What else do we have here? Fuck Tom Brady. That is always acceptable here. Am I planning on doing a roster breakdown soon? Maybe once they cut it down to 53. Once we get close to the guys that we know are on the bubble, then yeah, I'll definitely talk about it. Yeah, big news too. Taylor Swift won her case today. I don't know if you guys saw that stuff on the news with the building across the street from the courthouse showing the Free Taylor or the Shake It Off, all the signs in the windows. That's where my wife works. Pretty cool they were supporting Taylor Swift. She won because that dude groped her ass when they were taking a photo. Seemed like a big piece of shit to me, so I'm glad Tay-Tay won. I'm not a fan of her music, but I respect the shit out of how hard she works. And okay, secretly I like her music. Let's see here. Trade Paxton for a first-round pick. I don't think you were going to get that for Paxton Lynch. You might be able to get a mid-round pick or something. At this point, look, I think Paxton Lynch should play half the game Saturday, and then Simeon should play the other half. The next week, Simeon should play half, Paxton plays the other half. I think they need to get as much real game time as possible before they make a decision which guy it should be. Everybody here in the media is saying they need to decide after this game. If you've waited this long and you want to see more from him, I don't think there's necessarily a time limit on it. So, yes, I have hairy arms. Also, in case you were wondering, I'm not wearing pants, just my underwear. That's the freedom I have of not being a credentialed media member. So, not going to show you my pubes because that would get this video banned and I would get in a lot of trouble on YouTube. I'm already battling the Denver Broncos on a regular basis, so I don't need YouTube breathing down my neck either. But that's about it. I think that's all the major news that happened. Do I think Paxton looked bad in the first preseason game? I don't think he looked good. I think he looked uncomfortable. And I just don't think he got enough time to get a rhythm or to feel comfortable. Is that him not picking up the system? Is that the result of kind of shitty protection? I don't know. Not enough info yet. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't forget. Oh, this is backwards, isn't it? SeatGeek is the official sponsor of this show right now. If you want to order tickets to Broncos games, go to SeatGeek.com. That's upside down, but it's the right way. This is maybe flipped. I don't know. SeatGeek. If you use my promo code, that's good, all one word, you'll get $20 freaking off your order. That's a good deal. That's a really good promo code. And I wouldn't have them sponsor my channel if I didn't use SeatGeek. They rate their tickets, so you know whether you're getting screwed. That's my favorite thing about it. You can look at the ticket prices. They say on a scale of 1 to 100, this is like a 50, a 20, meaning it's bad, or if it's like 100, I mean it's good. So if you want Broncos tickets or Taylor Swift tickets, if she ever comes to Denver, use SeatGeek. There's a link in the